Hey everybody, welcome to our Tuesday night Zoom call. This call is for the whole Team Palace call, and it is Tuesday, October the 3rd, and I'm just thrilled to be here. It's the October, the first Tuesday of every month. We like to acknowledge people that advance rank. And a rank in Optavia is just a measure of how many people you're helping, you're serving, and making a difference for. So it's kind of a big deal. And yet, some of the leaders and I wanted to start a new tradition, a new ritual to also acknowledge people for behaviors, for traits, just for little things that we see along the way that make such a difference for not only our own community, but for others. So it has nothing to do with rank, because oftentimes what happens is, our goals are designed to propel us forward. If I didn't have a certain goal, I probably wouldn't talk to that person or make a call or spend quiet time and see who comes to me. And I might not get out of my comfort zone. The same thing is that, but if we don't have a goal, so that propels us, but we're really just making a difference for somebody, and even starting a conversation, it doesn't matter if we go into it just wanting to connect with people because we like people. I mean, we don't know that they might have a great plumber that they know, and that could change our life because they have a good plumber. We have no idea when we make relationships what we're going in for. So I think that's a real important distinction to make, that when we're developing relationships, we're really just testing out and seeing, is it a good match? Is there some way we can help? But also, results are a measure of, are we making a difference? So we don't want to get stuck by our goals, but we also don't want to. It's kind of like our clients. They just want to get healthy. But how do we know that they're making progress? And let the number on the scale is just a measure of progress. So that's all this is. And I would love to start by turning it over to Dee Corchin. You have a new manager. Would you please introduce us and brag on Lori for us?
Yeah, it's my pleasure to brag on Lori. Lori Cole is on the line, and Lori reached a new rank of manager this past month. And in addition, she also was certified. And I've known Lori for quite some time. She had her own health journey, started coaching, but she also works full-time as a teacher and just kind of eased into it, really wanted to get her feet under her. But what's always been apparent is just her heart for serving others. And I think the more that she's opening up to receive, like who's out there that needs her help, that more people just keep flowing. So it's a pleasure to honor Lori. And Lori, maybe you can just share with us a little bit about your journey and what you've learned about yourself so far.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's been an interesting journey working full time. And of course, Dee's been extremely supportive of wherever I am. But she finally encouraged me to get my Facebook post up there where I was sort of boasting on myself and my journey. And it got a lot of conversations. I was so shocked. But it's kind of helped me see that the vision is so much bigger than just my little world, but it's there are so many people out there that are looking for a change and optimal health, and going through, I was just really encouraged by going through the certification process this past weekend, because I learned so much about the company and the values, and just a lot about the heart, which is so much bigger than just feelings. And the focus is so minimal on that part. So already I've started implementing some goals and just trying to propel my clients forward a little bit. I kind of skated in there sideways on the last day of the month, and I'm a teacher, so Dee assured me that there was no National Honor Society for my certification, then I needed to just get it done. And but I still am looking forward to going back, especially in listening to parts of it, because I think there's so much value in what it just cinched it together for me. So I'm just really excited about, just see where this is going. I just want to be open to helping people, and if it goes to the sky, then it goes to the sky. But just more importantly, that those relationships are encouraged through what I'm doing.
Wowza. Okay, Lori, that is so good. I love, Dee is so good at encouraging her coaches to take that next step. And I loved what you shared about how big it is. Like, you have no idea the difference you can make for someone. And I'm a little Facebook shy myself. And I remember the first time I started posting, and someone called me because they were going to be doing HCG instead, and I go, man, if I can get out of my own way and be a little bit bolder, I'm saving someone from doing an HCG diet, or, I'm really helping. So it is that, that we're always playing with, how do we be more courageous in service to someone else? So thank you so much for that and sharing your experience with certification, because it is so much bigger than than feelings. So awesome, Lori. Yeah, I'm thinking the sky's going to be, the direction you're headed. How's that? So I think we go to Nicole. Because your other manager is not on tonight. We'll celebrate her another night. Is that right, Dee? And so we need to, Nicole, you have 2 associate directors, 1 skip over manager. So would you please introduce us and brag on your rank advancers this month?
Absolutely. Thank you. And sorry for my delay getting on the call tonight. I'm trying to make sure I get on the call from Shine instead of my house, because I tend to find that my internet's terrible with lots of children. So if anyone's ever had children trying to stream while you're on a Zoom, it doesn't work very well. So unfortunately, I want to introduce Laura Fauché. She unfortunately is not on the call tonight. She's having a bit of a health issue. But I just want to talk a little bit. Tuesday nights are really tough for her. She really puts her family first. Not that we all are not, but she's got 3 really busy boys, and their work schedule is right up until our call she and her husband. But they were at our event last weekend when we had our event in Michigan, and they were able to share their story, and just so inspiring. So I can't wait till it does work out where they can be on a call and share about their experience as coaches and also their experience on program. And so Rick and Laura both skipped over, like Susan said, skipped over manager and went on to associate director this month, and really just servicing a lot of people, really sharing their story and connecting with people. It really is a seed planting business. I know that in Laura's first month, she was so excited and was talking to so many people, and she'd call me and be like, I'm supposed to have 5 clients. Like, how am I going to get 5 clients? People aren't answering me. And I said, it's okay. You're planting seeds. Like, this business takes some time. And so just know that over time, people will reach out, and it'll feel at the time like it's out of the blue, and you'll be able to reach so many more people for in the way that it works best, because it's in their time and not ours. And so I hope at some point soon Rick and Laura will be able to get on the call. But I love one of the things she said to me after she hit senior coach. She said, okay, now what's next? What's next? What do I do next? Like, she always wanted more information. Bye, thanks guys. So she always wanted more information and what she can do next to improve. And so I really love that about her, and her heart and her desire to always look at growth. And so she's decided that executive director is her next step. She's going to skip again. So that'll be her way, is just to skip over ranks. So that is so that's really exciting. And there's so much. It's really great when we have momentum, and when you feel like when you're doing the do, and you know what it takes in order to have some growth, and you actually put forth the effort to do it. And it seems like, has anybody ever felt this way? Like, all of a sudden, things start to happen. And really, it's not so much of a coincidence, right? It's not the all of a sudden. it's when we do these action items, these things work, right? The things that we do over time yield the results that we're looking for. And so I want to introduce April Palace. Tonight is one of our new associate directors who has been working her tail off, but her consistency over time equals results. And so April, why don't you share a little bit about what this rank advancement has meant to you and kind of what's happened for you over the last couple months, or even just over the September. Oh, hold on. Got to unmute yourself, baby. Here you go.
There. Hello. I think it's really been this last month. I'm like the Facebook queen. I contact people, I send messages, I send them messages when they like something, and not really getting anything. And I think this month things just kind of blew up, and I got a senior coach and a coach under me. And so that really inspired me, like, oh my gosh, this can really work. So the seed planting, I think, is huge. If you're doing the seed planting and you're not seeing anything, like Nicole said, give it time, because it will blow up in your face. So I actually did. Nicole sent me a text on the last day of the month and said, "You need one more order." And I was like, yeah, I know. And I'm thinking and I went back to my list and I started, looking at people that I talked to, and my phone went off. And it was a gal that came to my Health and Hope night when I was in Michigan. And I've been talking to her for months, just very procrastinating about her health. And she sends me this text, "I'm in." And I was like, oh my gosh. So I called her and we talked, and she signed up. And so just jumping that fast to associate director has, or whatever it's called, just totally put a fire under my butt. And I just want to keep on going.
Wowza. So April, I just want to get this clear. So Nicole alerts you, hey, you're one order away from associate director. And you and then you look at your list, and did you think anything? Did you pray? Did you
oh gosh.
And then all of a sudden your phone rings.
Yeah, I seriously, every morning I pray for blessings over my business and ask God to bring the people to me. I do that every day faithfully. And I kind of knew before Nicole told me that I only needed one more order. So I was going through the last 5 people that I had contacted that I've talked to had already shared about. And then that's when my phone went blink. So
I love what Nicole said. It was so true. Momentum. And just saying that you are in action, you're posting, you have your own little site. You had an event.
Mm-hmm.
You, when you went home, you invited people over to your mom's house, I think.
Yep.
And all of those things just lead to the phone ringing.
Mm-hmm.
And that is exactly how it works, over and over and over again. It's so cool. So thank you for that story. That's a good one. And so would you introduce us to your, before, Nicole, do you want to say anything else to brag on her? Because that was great.
Yeah, I think she should introduce her senior coach and new coach who are on the line. So.
Yes, I have my dear, dear friend, Rachel, who signed up back in February, and she came out to our Health and Hope night and told her story for the first time, really in front of people and in front of her mom. And I think that was a really cool thing to experience. And she has just people are coming to her at work and, what are you doing? She's just blowing it up, and I'm just so incredibly proud of her.
Rachel, you want to share a little bit, hon?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. So the word inspiration, I've been kind of like thinking as people have been like talking lately, and the word inspiration has always kept coming up, and it's just been amazing the last few days. You inspire me. You've just kept inspiring me to, be an inspiration and to do this and that. And so this past week has been a little challenging. Actually, it started on Sunday, I think, and I had gotten a text from a client and who wanted to completely stop the program. Devastated. I was in the middle of trying to like drop off my kids same time. And so I was just panicking. So I'm like texting April. I'm like, what do I do? And so we talked about it, and it was like, okay, we just move on. Well, then I got an email later that day that I lost another client. And I'm like, oh my gosh, now my senior rank is going to go down the hill and da-da-da-da-da, so I'm just like, what do I do? What do I do? And it was honestly by God's grace. There was in our lunch and learn that Nicole had come up. I was able to get one of the girls who is beyond a 10, motivating, and we signed her up last night. So it is good. I mean, this program has worked, and to me, I find it very humbling to be an inspiration to somebody, but I'm so grateful that I've had this opportunity to do this. And I just keep praying that, again, people will keep coming up and keep reaching out and not being shy, and being bold, for what I believe in. And this is, as we keep saying over and over again, it's proven and it's working. And so now I hope that I can continue to be that inspiration to somebody, and just keep moving up.
Wow. Doesn't get much better than that, Rachel.
Right. I do want to mention, and Rachel, I know that you know this, but for everybody on the line too, it's really important to mention that as we're growing our business, you're always going to have peaks and you're always going to have valleys. And because we love people so much, and we know how this program works, and we often want it more for them, right, than sometimes they want it for themselves, that when someone decides that this is not a good fit, it is not personal. And it has no bearing. I remember when I first started coaching, I took everything so personally and thought, what did I do wrong? And how could I have gone wrong? And I remember so many people saying, you can't screw it up if you tried. If this is somebody who is ready and they want to move forward and change their life, they're going to do it with you or without you. And so it's really freeing to know that we can set people up for success, but whether they take the opportunity or not really has nothing to do with us. And so we keep putting it out there, just like you did, Rachel. You didn't go in the valley, right? You didn't get all covered up. You kept your attitude positive, and then the person who was ready showed up. And so that's what we're always looking for, is to be available and ready when they show up. Because if you had gone in the muck, right, you wouldn't have been ready for the woman who was ready that day. So congrats to you on that.
Thanks.
Awesome. April, do you want to go ahead and introduce your new coach?
Sure. I brought on Leslie Glockson. She is she's laughing at me because I can never pronounce her last name. We used to work together, and she, I reached out to her. It was in the very beginning when I was going through my list, and she signed up very reluctantly and was very nervous about it. But she's been rocking it. She is lost 55, 56, something like that. But just amazing. And I'll let her tell a little bit about her story, because it's pretty cool.
Go ahead and unmute yourself, Leslie.
Can you see? Yep.
There, does that work?
Yep.
Okay. So as April said, we worked together, and she texted me one day and said that, she had this program and that it was really good, and she knew that I struggled with my weight my whole life. And I was kind of at that point where I was at the heaviest I've ever been. I'm only 33 years old and 5'2", so that was a lot of weight. And I was to the point of had a hard time going up my stairs to my bedroom, and there were times I was afraid I wouldn't get up the next day because it was just too much. I wasn't sleeping very well. I didn't have the energy. There was just a lot of stuff going on. So when she sent me the text, as she said, I was reluctant about it, but I was ready to do something because I was at that point where I need to do something or something is going to happen to me and it's not going to be good. So I did that, and I started, like I said, in April of this year, and it is now October, and I've lost about 55 pounds. I feel better. I have more energy. I sleep a heck of a lot better. And it's just been a great experience for me. Now I'm going on to the next phase, and it's a little scary, but I'm working at it, and hopefully I'll get my first client soon.
Awesome.
Hey, beautiful. Awesome. Well, I think that's all. Thank you very much. We have one, Joy. Would you please introduce, you have a new coach. Would you please introduce us to Louise, please? Louise. Can you unmute your iPad,
There we go.
Yep.
I did it.
You did it.
Well, I'm so excited to introduce my friend from college, Louise Robertson. I'll just let her tell you about her, but it's so fun to have her, and I'm excited about partnering with her and having her be on our team and change a lot of lives, and hopefully she'll come and move up here and be with us. And physically, hopefully we'll see her in October for the event. And take it away, Louise.
Thank you, Joy. Am I unmuted? Can you
Yes.
hear me? Okay. Well, I come to this program with a little bit, I come more of as an entrepreneur rather than a client. Joy approached me this summer and thought this would be a good opportunity for me. I have a very strong passion for nutrition and health, and I thought this would be a really good fit for me. So I'm excited to spread my enthusiasm and my passion for health to other people. And I just started. I just got my fuelings today. I just got a text from somebody as I'm sitting here asking me to set up a vendor table at her event. So so that's exciting. And I got some response from a Facebook message that I sent out to a group of people today. So it's starting to pay off a little bit. We'll see. But, I can't wait to get going.
Wow, that's awesome, Louise.
Yeah.
We can't wait to meet you, and I know Joy's encouraging you strongly to come be with us in Atlanta, October 15th. And it's always good to go with strong encouragement. Momentum.
Get the momentum going.
Get the momentum. It's great. Yeah. So y'all know we've got an event October the 15th. It's a Sunday afternoon. Invite clients to the first section. And then they can stay for coach training. We're planning a great event. We'll have refreshments. We'll ask, many of you to bring, just a couple of bars and anything you want to food swap. Our clients love to swap food. It's an awesome way to get them there. And nobody that comes ever says, oh, I wish I didn't come. They always are so happy they came and were around like-minded people. So October the 15th, we'll post it in Team Palace. All right. So our new ritual is acknowledging people, because it's just so fun to do, because all month long we work with people stretching and reaching. And it's just, I see things in people and I just want to shout from the rooftops, because sometimes just a little shift is so huge. But first of all, I have a hard time making a decision. So bear with me, because, who do I want to acknowledge this month? And especially our maiden acknowledgement. And I just have to, I'm not acknowledging them, but I have to shout out to them, my FIBCs, Dee and Nicole. When they're growing these teams, So as much as you guys are advanced ranking, they're double stepping internally and externally to keep up, with the way that their teams are expanding. And I just have to shout it out. They do it impeccably, beautifully. They've worked real hard for this. This doesn't come by accident, but it's funny because sometimes it comes so naturally to them. And I had a conversation with Nicole, and I said something about her growing, and it was something easy that she does. And I said, well, no. I said, no, you're work on the inside. She goes, oh yeah, I work real hard on that. And it's really funny because you don't even know that's the work, is that internal work. So I just have to give a shout out to you guys, but y'all aren't the ones. And then, just have to acknowledge Ginger Giles, who was dragged into the business by her husband. She's a coach extraordinaire and has actually, brought on her own first coach. So I really want to acknowledge it this month, not you either. But anyway, just have to say, Cindy Trow, you've had a stable business for months and months and months, probably 2 years. You've been executive director. You are on every call, on every event. You come early, you stay late, you post, you acknowledge people, and you also are expanding into the community too. You're involved in networking and just really bringing Optavia out into the world in just your own unique way. And you grow and grow and grow, and you're always just willing to grow even more. So I just have to acknowledge you for all you do for us and our team, and it's just a pleasure to work with you. Thank you.
All right, my turn.
Okay, I was going to call on Dee, but you go ahead.
I didn't know who, so I just took charge. So Susan has asked Dee and I to acknowledge someone from our team as well. Just that sometimes it's not just about a rank advancement, right? Sometimes you're really reaching and you're putting in the efforts, and you might not get a rank advancement every single month, but we definitely want to recognize things that we see growth and change and effort. And so my choice for this month is Sherry Jones. Sherry Jones has been a coach for a few months and has had some challenges as of late that she has handled with the most amazing perspective and attitude. And this is our business has being a part of Optavia. I've seen how it has connected Sherry in a way that she had hoped as we connected and talked about this opportunity for her, but watching it infect and infuse into her life has been just an amazing experience to be a part of. And as she and I do our calls, she's very organized and tenacious about thoughts and different things that she wants to execute. She's great at follow-up. She handles I wouldn't call them disappointments, but she handles things with utmost maturity around this idea of planting a seed and moving forward, planting a seed and moving forward, that rinse and repeat. And just recently, she's really had this shift in perspective about what she's going after in her business, and has such a heart to connect with people on a level that she didn't even know she wanted until recently. And so Sherry, recognize you for your willingness to wear your heart on your sleeve and be in a position that being willing to posture yourself so that people can come as they are and get what they need as they get healthy with Sherry. So congrats to you.
Thanks, Sherry. Awesome. I loved hearing that. Dee.
Yeah, so I wanted to recognize a member of our team. And, as Nicole said, I think that there's very often consistent behaviors, and to follow on what April said, that consistency really is the name of the game. And as business leaders, we see a lot with coaches that enter the business, and some take off and everything goes well and it seems like everything aligns. Others are very consistent and the pace is different. And some just get frustrated and fall off, or there's ebbs and flows and they're inconsistent. And then therefore that shows in their business. But I wanted to recognize Beth Bilton tonight. So Beth has just, when you talk about consistency, it could be her middle name. So the number one thing I would say from the get-go is that Beth has always been very coachable. When the map was introduced, she's one of the first ones to send it to me every month. She's consistent with a weekly mentoring call. She comes to our Monday night Healthy Habits events. She comes to all the events and she gets out of her comfort zone. I mean, she is going to networking events and things that when we talked ideas, I could hear the nervousness in her voice, but she's willing to walk through that to do what she can to help other people. And National Optimal Health Day, it was real fun that we were able to use her client and sister-in-law as a success story to inspire other people. So thank you, Beth, for all that you're doing and your contribution. And also we have on our team, we do a professional development. We have a book club, and every 60 days we read a book, and it's voluntary. And there's a handful of us that do that, and Beth is working on her personal professional development as well. So.
Yay. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Well, thank you guys for participating in this. This gave me chills, so I love it. All right, we are going to do something just a little different. So we're gonna, and I almost want to stop this share, the recording, and then I'm gonna start again because we can use your short training. Dee and Nicole have put together a little Facebook training for us because last night, did everyone watch the leadership call? They call it now it's the coach call, Monday night's coach call. I think it's really important to have that be part of your if this business is important, Monday night, or watch the recording a certain day of the week, but it's really, really good. So anyway, it was so good that they're going to follow up. But let me stop this so we can use this training. I'm going to stop the recording.